Hello, welcome to the Brand Ambassador training presentation for Organic Amazon Açai to Go. My name is Alana. I work for the marketing department with Organic Amazon, and I'll be guiding you through a Brand Ambassador training presentation so that you can get to know a little bit more about us, what we do, our product, and the best way that you can efficiently work as a brand ambassador with our team. So let's get started. Here's a little bit about us. So we are a family business originated from Brazil. Açai is a Brazilian superfood. So we've known açai our whole life, and we really wanted to introduce to the market here premium quality açai that we've grown up having so that people can enjoy it here. Also, one of our main missions is to make our product good for the people and for the planet. So we make sure to source our açai ethically and sustainably in the best way possible. One of the things that we really strive for is quality. Again, we have a premium product that is really rich in flavor, but also in all the health benefits of the açai, because we don't dilute it with water or juice. It's premium quality, so it's all organic. We have about an average of 150 berries per tube so that people could really reap all the health benefits from this super powerful berry. We also strive for convenience, so we have developed a new concept in the market to enjoy açai on the go in a paper tube. So the paper tube allows you to be able to carry the açai with you on your way to work, on the way to the beach. People can also make bowls with it. And it's just a very convenient way of enjoying açai rather than having to throw it in the blender and getting the right consistency that a lot of people struggle with nowadays. We have 3 different blends, so all our blends kind of please all different taste buds, and I'll dive a little bit deeper into what those blends are now. So again, we have 3 blends. So we have our original blend, which is our real blend of just açai. This is, as we call it, the original taste of açai from Brazil. And then we have our Bali blend, which is açai blended with organic banana puree. And you have that banana twist to the açai blend, which is a very popular fruit that people usually blend açai with regardless. And then we have a more of a berry tardier blend, which is our Malibu blend. And we've increased, all the antioxidant benefits with the additional boost of blueberries that we throw in there with the organic blueberry puree. So we have 3 different blends of açai in the market. Again, this is one of the points that make us very authentic and very unique. People are usually familiar with buying their regular açai packs that they throw in the blender, but this way you can enjoy these tubes on the go, or you can make a bowl with them as well, and you can enjoy them blended with the different fruits that all the different fruits give it a different, almost like twist to each of the blends. So our banana blend is known to be a more banana-y, sweeter blend, whereas the Malibu blend is a little bit more tardy. And the original blend is usually the one in the middle. It's the original flavor from Brazil. Some of the unique qualities and also some of our strongest talking points for our product is that it is a family-owned business. So it began as a family business of 2 families kind of merging together with, from Brazil, wanting to bring this premium product to the market, to the people. Again, we really are passionate about sustainability, and so all our açai berries are sustainably harvested from the local population in the Amazon River of Brazil. So the way it works is the açai is grown in the backyards of a lot of people living amongst the Amazon River, and after the family takes açai from themselves, the excess açai, they throw them in buckets and sell it in a local açai market where we get our açai from. And that way we support not only a sustainable harvest of açai, because we're not using plantations and it's completely organic, but we're also helping the local economy in Brazil. This is the first and only açai in a tube to go. So again, it's a completely unique concept in the market. There's no other company creating acai in a paper tube to go. And again, there's an average of 115 berries per tube. And so we got like that high quality, high consistency. You can tell it by the color, from the taste, from the texture. It's very rich. It's very creamy. It's got a lot of texture. It's high quality. And it's the only acai that you can use to make a bowl with no blender. So you might be used to seeing those acai packs where you throw in the blender and you have to add water, you have to add fruits. So this one, if you wanted to make a bowl with it, you can just squeeze it out into a bowl. You can use a spoon to, make it even in the bowl, and then just throw in your granolas, any toppings that you would like, and you would have a very, very simple to make, delicious acai bowl. And then we have, again, 3 different blends. So we have our real Bali and Malibu that we just talked about. And you can enjoy it on the go or in a bowl or in your favorite smoothie. So these are the main 3 different ways to enjoy it. On the go has been the most convenient way to take it with you on your way to work. To kids, it's a great healthy snack for kids before your workout or after your workout, as a morning breakfast. In a bowl, again, you don't need a blender to make the bowl, and so we emphasize the very simple way that you can go about making a bowl, like you see the one in the picture below. And then you can also throw in your protein smoothies, or if you're blending anything else, it could also be in addition to that as well. So here's a little bit of a demo walkthrough, showcasing and helping you visualize what the demo system looks like. So when you arrive at a store that you have a demo scheduled for, you'll have everything that you need with you, except you might need to purchase the acai at the location depending where you're at. But everything else, including the booth, including all the demo materials such as cups and spoons, will all be with you. And so once you arrive into the store, the first step would be to approach a store worker, so perfectly a manager or someone who is supervising or in charge of the store at the moment. You can go in and ask any store personnel if the manager is present, and if so, introduce yourself as an organic Amazon representative. Let them know where you're there for a demo, and ask them where they would like to set you up. A lot of times, stores will set you up close to the product, so that might mean in the beginning of a freezer aisle, or sometimes if it's a smaller store, they'll have you set you up in the store entrance, so right when people walk in. From personal experience, it's best when the store manager set you up somewhere where you have a lot of foot traffic, where a lot of people have to walk through. So for example, if the acai is in a freezer aisle, being in the end or the beginning of a freezer aisle will typically be better than being in the middle of the freezer aisle, so that way you can get the flow of people coming in both directions. And so make sure you're in a good spot. Make sure that the store manager or someone from the store is aware that you have signed in to do your demo there. The second step would be to unload the demo materials and set up. And so again, first thing would probably be to open up the booth and make sure the booth looks nice, set everything up, and then you can go ahead to step 3 and start cutting the acai to go tubes to share with the customers. And as you can see, I wrote down video presentation below. You should have received a video presentation of how to cut these tubes, how to cut the acai to do the demos in the most efficient way. And so you can go ahead and follow those steps when you're working on step number 3. Step number 4 would just be a reminder to, when you're performing the demos, to make sure that you're doing so with the best attitude and energy for the designated duration. So if you're there for 2 hours, make sure that for the 2 hours you are promoting the product with energy and enthusiasm. It's really important to do this, because we've noticed that the more energy we put in, the more engaged we are with the product, the more likely we will have customer interactions where people actually come to the booth and come try out the product. And then the next step would be to pack up the materials and discard any trash. And before you leave the store, make sure that you thank the managers and thank the employees before you leave. This way, they know when you're leaving. If you need to take any additional photos for the report, make sure to do so at that time. And then make sure that you're not leaving anything behind as well. So just like double check that you've got all the materials, that you've got all the trash. Sometimes in stores they'll have a place to dump the trash. Sometimes you have to take it with you to a nearby trash room or dumpster. So just take note of where you are and see what's available to you. These are just some simple brand etiquette things that we've put together just to make sure that we are being respectful towards our brand, towards people that we're working with, towards our customers, and just some simple things that you can check off your list to make sure that you have with you and that you're doing to keep you on track. So number one of the to-do would be to wear your always shirts for all types of events. And this might seem pretty basic, it's so that customers can identify you as a company representative. You can be the person in contact for any questions. It's the best way to really represent the company when you're wearing the gear. Make sure that when you're doing demos, you wear closed-toed shoes and long pants for in-store demos and events. This is just because some stores do require closed-toed shoes and long pants, and it's always just better to be safe than sorry. And so just making sure that we're doing this all-inclusive for any store is always the best way to go. Some stores will actually not let you set up to do demos if you don't have closed-toed shoes on. So this is, again, just something great to check off your list when you're getting ready for a demo. The third thing is to be friendly, polite, always positive attitude during work. Everybody has hard days, and so just making sure that we're putting any negative energy aside when we're stepping into the job, when we're showing up, is really important, because the way we represent the company, the customer interaction is very valuable, and it says a lot about the company that you are representing. And so when we put on the jersey, when we put on the shirts, we need to be aware that whatever our actions are, whatever way we are interacting with people, it's not only going to say something about you, but the company as well. And so being mindful of that is always helpful. The fourth thing is to be informed about the product before the event begins. So although you'll be doing demos and you have your talking points that you feel comfortable with, you might get questions about the product. And so in the next slide, I'll share with you some frequently asked questions, and it's good to just kind of skim through that so that you understand a little bit more in depth about the product in case you get any questions that you may not know right now. So, and then the last thing is always just to have a good time while you work. So remember, this is a company where we have a very young energy health product. We are an overall founded by really friendly people. And so just have a good time while you work, enjoy sharing the benefits that you feel passionate about with people as well, and just have a good time. Now, to jump into the don'ts, these again are just points to take into account to make sure that we're being respectful in the market with in all levels. So with the direct customers, with managers, with each other in general. So the first thing is, don't talk badly about the competitor brands with customers. So although we know all the benefits that our brand has, and all the advantages our Açai has in comparison to other competitor brands, we also like to keep a good code of ethics where we emphasize the good qualities of our product without trashing competitors, because again, it's coming from good ethics, having just respect in the market. The second don't is, don't get into arguments or talk back to difficult people or customers during work. You're usually, you're giving away free samples. People will typically be very friendly towards you, but you might get some people that are just having a bad day and grumpy and run by, and don't take it personal. Just, again, remember to just not get into any arguments with difficult people. You can, just kind of in a friendly way end the conversation, but just remember, customer is always right, and it's better not to argue. So it's just better to not take it personal and don't argue if you run into any difficult situations, which probably be really rare. Then the third point just to keep in mind is just don't be on your phone during events unless it is to take photos or to deal with event logistics. And again, this is just so that you are present when you're showing up for work and so that you are also more approachable for people to ask questions, to engage in conversations, and so that you don't miss out any opportunities that you have to interact with the customers. And then the last don't would be just to not use any inappropriate languages with customers. And this would be, again, just to hold this good code of ethics. So these are some of the frequently asked questions that we get from consumers. Going over this list before the event can be super helpful just so that you can get a good idea of some questions that may come up for you. So just to go through them, I thought it'd be nice to just give very brief answers. You can elaborate more if you feel comfortable, but just the basics. When people ask, what is acai? It's a native berry from the Amazon forest. It's considered Brazil's superfood. It has an average of 25 times more antioxidants than blueberries. Just saying that gives people a very good idea of what it is. Comparing it to blueberries, something that more people are familiar with, is a good way to go. So what are the different blends? Again, we've gone through it. You can make it very simple and easy. Rio blend is our original blend. Bali blend is our acai blended with banana. Malibu blend or acai blended with blueberry. How long will it stay frozen? A lot of people ask this question with the thought of, will it melt before I get home? So in a regular bag, it will stay frozen for about 10 to 20 minutes. In a cooler bag, for about 30 minutes to an hour. You can reassure people that it won't melt by the time they get home. But, if they have to run a lot of errands before getting home, then that might be something to keep into consideration. Can it melt and refreeze? The simple answer is no, because since it's a natural product, we don't add any preservatives to it. Keeping it frozen is actually the natural way to preserve it. If it completely melts, the fruit may spoil, so it cannot be melted and then refrozen. And also, it is a paper tube, so if it melts, it might leak, and so we don't recommend anyone letting this happen. Is there any added sugar? What type? So it's all natural sugar. It comes from both the berries, and we also add a little bit of organic sugar cane. How much sugar is in the product? About 18 to 19 grams of sugar, depending on the flavor. Some of it is naturally occurring, and our high fiber content tends to lower the impact of the sugar. It's a very easy, simple way to answer these questions. What is your favorite blend? How are they different? So again, this is a very personal question, and surprisingly, we get this a lot. And so you might want to be familiar with the different blends to know what your personal favorite is. But a good answer is just describing the different blends to people and see what they resonate with most. Because usually we find this question before people try the product. They're curious to know which one to try. So you can also say they're all good and talk a little bit more about what the blends are. So, the Rio blend tastes just like original acai from Brazil. The Bali is a little sweeter with banana, perfect for people who love bananas. Malibu is a little tarty with an extra berry boost. Is this ice cream? No, it is dairy-free and it's made from only fruits. So it's better compared to a sorbet or a frozen smoothie. But you could also say it's like a healthy version of ice cream. So what does this product come from? Where does this product come from? We buy our acai from the local community of the Amazon, and the product is packaged in the US. And so again, you can bring it back to where the product comes from, which is Brazil. It's sustainably harvested from the Amazon rainforest. And then if people ask where it's packaged, it's packaged within the United States. These are the most frequently asked questions from consumers. So again, it's good to just get an overview of what might come up for you in your conversations with the clients. Some useful tactics. So we thought we'd share with you some useful tips when doing the demos and when approaching people, especially if you're not 100% sure how to go about approaching someone that's just walking by you. So the first tactic that we recommend is by inviting them to try the acai. So you could say something like, "Hi, would you like to try some acai to go? We're giving out free samples." And you can identify what kind of customer he or she is once they approach you. And by knowing what customer you're talking to, you can change your approach intuitively. So if it's a mom with kids, you can talk about how convenient and healthy it is for kids. If it's an active or fitness-related customer, you can talk about the perfect snack it is before or after physical activity. If they're a local customer who love acai bowls, you can talk about the benefits of making an acai bowl at home and how it's so much cheaper than an acai bowl. And again, if the customer is of older age, you can emphasize the antioxidant properties and the beneficial health properties of the product. Again, you can be very intuitive about this process. There's so many key points about our product, and you can target them towards certain crowds when they come by. Another thing to keep in mind is to just always be smiling and making eye contact. It's extremely important to be energetic and charismatic. Some people will be walking by you with a destination in mind. You know, they came to buy pasta, and they won't even be noticing what's in their surroundings. So by being very friendly and approachable and inviting them in, you will be drawing more people towards you as well. So it's very important to be energetic and charismatic during the job. Something else to keep in mind is to talk about customer experiences. Is a good way to go about it too. You can tell people about what you've seen other people do with the product. That way you're offering them a visual that they can see themselves being part of as well. The fourth tactic that we use is mentioning the product is on sale if it is, and informing where it's located. This also creates a sense of urgency for customers, where if they like the product, they'll usually tend to buy it if they hear it's on sale, if it is, of course. And then the fifth tactic is to don't oversell the product. But notice that sometimes that we can talk too much because we have so many things that we could say about the product. But notice if the person is interested in having a deeper conversation or if they're in a rush. So if someone's in a rush, it's completely fine to make it very short and sweet. But if someone is asking questions about the product, of course, you can dive in a deeper conversation with them about all the health benefits and all the different ways you can enjoy the product. It's a very intuitive process, but this is a good guideline to get you started. And again, once you get more comfortable with it, or if you've done this in the past, it'll be easier to kind of follow along with the next customers. Event recap. So it's really important for us to get event recaps, and this comes in a form of report that you may have been given to fill out. So just understanding how the demo went, but also how the customer interactions went, any comments that you've heard from people, any feedback is really helpful so that we can always improve your experience in the stores. We can improve our product and our back end and make the whole company as a whole better serving for the people. Because again, we are creating a product that we want people to enjoy and to be able to reap all the benefits from. So having you on the streets doing this job is very, 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 very helpful for us. So we're very grateful to have a team of ambassadors, especially people who love the product and are excited about this, to be working alongside with us. Again, just remember, enjoy your acai. Make sure that you taste the product before you go into the demo so that you're familiar with the brand. You can also check us out on our social media, Organic Amazon, on Instagram, and our website to understand a little bit more about what our brand culture is like. If you happen to love the acai and you get any cool pictures or content, make sure, feel free to send them over to whoever you're working with, or if you're working with us personally, make sure you can send us to us as well. I would be more than happy to promote these content in social media to help your local sales improve as well. So thank you so much for sticking along this whole presentation. I hope that you got a better overview about Organic Amazon, what we're all about, our product, and all its benefits. And I hope that it was a helpful walkthrough for your future demos. So thank you so much for tuning in. Please always feel free to reach out to our company if you have any specific questions about our product, about our company in general. Again, thank you so much, and I hope you're having a great day.